What's up? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shred Show Live. I am Josh Pitts. I am your host, and I'm so excited to have you joining us on another Shred Show. If you're joining us live, make sure you comment #Shred. That means you're hanging out with us. You're here, and what better time to be live? Hanging out with me and a good friend, Chris Baker. If you don't know Chris, he's the CEO and founder of Mortgage Magnates, which just went through a rebrand, which is now BHBTV. Brokers helping brokers. And we're going to be getting into that and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I know I'm ready. I know Chris is ready. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to shred. What is up? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shred Show Live. So excited to have Chris Baker with me this morning. Many of you may not know Chris, which I'm excited because I love having new faces. I love having new people, personalities on the show, especially when they're people like Chris, who have such a vision, who have such a passion and understanding of our industry and are willing to dedicate their lives in serving you as the mortgage professional. This is going to be such a good show. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Chris Baker. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Josh. I wish you brought some more energy to this podcast.
You know what? I will. I'll do my best. Let's start over. Redo it.
Yeah, let's pump it up a little more.
We can do better than this. But I'm excited to have you on the show. Before we get into, I know we're going to have a great discussion about BHBTV, talking about brokers helping brokers, which really is such a cool idea. I'm excited to talk more about it. But before we do, I want to get to know you a little bit. I want to get to know Chris Baker. For those who don't know you, maybe talk a little bit about how you got started in the industry, which I'm sure it's like most of us, it's not like any of us planned on being, as little kids, we didn't dream of being mortgage professionals, didn't dream of being in it, but we're here and now we enjoy it. We love it every single day. So tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I'm actually a media background by trade and educated in television and broadcasting, radio broadcasting, but did not end up in that role. It certainly helped me for sales and which got me into the mortgage professional industry. And I've been in it for a very long time now, probably a little closer to 20 years. Wow. Started off in the banking industry initially, and then was with Wells Fargo for a little bit. And then also in the Canadian industry, I've been with Street Capital Bank of Canada. So there was just tons of experience, both with American and Canadian companies within the mortgage industry. And one of my most recent roles in the industry was kind of an account manager role, dealing with brokers and LOs across an entire province in Canada, Southern Ontario, and that was exciting because that gave me this insight today that I bring to it today with the need for education, the need for development, and that's what developed into Mortgage Magnates and now BHBTV.
I was going to say Mortgage Magnates, which so many people may know it as Mortgage Magnets. I've heard it pronounced that maybe before, and I'm like, if you look at the name, it's actually not. Like especially if you don't know if you had to spell magnets, like it's not. Anyway, it's so funny. But Mortgage Magnates has now, and that you guys just launched that. You just announced it this week that now Mortgage Magnates is BHBTV. So let's kind of talk about this. BHBTV stands for Brokers Helping Brokers. Where did this idea come from? What is your mission? What are the goals? And I know we're going to have some questions coming in. So let's talk about this a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. Well, Brokers Helping Brokers was always our slogan. It was the slogan of Mortgage Magnates, which for 2 years was an education platform, an online education platform. We had our own apps and everything like that as well. But it did have a paywall, and you had to sign up and you would get some of the best education. But the big key behind Brokers Helping Brokers, the slogan was, excuse me, that brokers were the teachers, right? Yeah. And it wasn't necessarily brokers specifically. I mean, that's kind of how it started, and that's where the slogan started. But we really realized the whole independent mortgage professional industry could use success, could use success development. Sure. And so for our big motto was Brokers Helping Brokers, but it became Mortgage Professionals Helping Mortgage Professionals. And one thing we wanted to always do was have mortgage pros teaching other mortgage pros. We don't want, sales gurus, marketing companies, things like that, right? So That's where we came from, and developing, sorry to interrupt you, but developing the magnates of the industry, which is supposed to be, that word means, the top of your class, right? But you're right.
Exactly.
A lot of people confuse it with magnets. And so we did a study group with LOs across, really across North America, the US and Canada, and just said, what do you guys need? What would make it easier to access? What can we do to help even more than we've done in the last 2 years? And that's how BHBTV was born. Easier access, free access. I know we'll get into that. And, access to your lenders and your partners and your tech partners and everything else all in one spot. And that was our big goal out of creating BHBTV.
Well, and that's why it's so exciting to me, because you mentioned paywalls and you mentioned there's a lot of educational platforms out there right now that are in it for the money grab. And again, you know what? We're all in it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just be honest. We all have to support our families. We all have to make money. Like we're not denying any of that, but at the same time, there are plenty of organizations out there that are preaching education and preaching like, come to our 3-day course or come like spend thousands of dollars with this. And you and I were joking about this. And this is, mean no offense to any of our friends out there, but how many of you have gone to a 2 or 3 day conference? You take pages and pages of copious notes. Then the next thing you do is you have pages of notes, you throw them in your desk and you look at them 2 years later and like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like, or maybe you implement them for a week and then they go by the wayside. You mentioned something that is so, to me, and why I started Shred was being a mortgage professional. I knew what helped my business grow. You guys are looking for other mortgage professionals to share their knowledge, share their expertise, and really give back to other mortgage professionals. Almost mortgage, like you said, mortgage pros helping mortgage pros. And that's the vision and the goal of BHBTV.
Absolutely. And the key is access, right? So one of the things that LOs were telling us as part of our study group before we rebranded was, why should I have to pay, like you said, thousands of dollars to a 3-day course? Not to insult 3-day courses. We actually truly believe you should get your education in multiple different spots, not just us. But one of the things they said was like, why is there so many barriers to me learning how to be excellent in this business? And, we took that to heart. My business partner, Dave Tanner, and I took that to heart and said, there's probably other ways we can keep the lights on without charging a sort of a monthly fee for your education. And we can take down that paywall. So with BHBTV, we said, okay, number one goal is let's get rid of that barrier to success. So many people ask, why do I have to pay for my success? Doesn't make any sense to me. I should be able to have access to success builders. So there we've done that. And then what we do now is we have channels for lenders and other partners, so tech partners, everybody in the industry, that they can get their own channels on BHBTV to share their content as well. And that's where we kind of make our money from our partners. So really, the partners are also helping you as LOs and as brokers to develop yourself, because they're putting themselves on BHBTV, which of course keeps the lights on and keeps BHBTV going. So you're actually getting a lot of support from your industry partners without maybe even knowing it. So I want to thank the partners too. But and of course, you guys, you're on BHBTV as well. So, the best industry shows, we want to have them on there as well, because you have that same mission of let's develop success across the industry and let's succeed together.
Well, and that's just it. Is it, you and I, when we first started talking this, I told you, there's some other great organizations out there who are doing something similar, something they're doing, maybe not even something similar, but I like to say they're trying to do something in this genre. But when you approached me with your vision and like you shared, you and I, we want to give back to this industry. We want to truly, me personally, coming from a mortgage back, being an originator, owning a mortgage company, we wanted to share the things that we've learned. And you and I, our missions aligned. And that's exactly the people that you've aligned with. Like you said, your lender partners, tech partners, same idea. Is we want to work with and we want to collaborate with people that have that same vision, that they want to see the future of this industry. They want to see the future success of all you originators out there. We want to see you thrive. We want to see you grow. We want to share the tips, the strategies, the tactics, the things that are actually working and being implemented within other originators' businesses. And that's when you and Dave first approached me with this idea, started talking about it, I just thought it was brilliant. And so we are very, very clear. A message just came in. I'm not going to share it. No, this is not a paid sponsorship. Like the BHBTV and Shred does not. I support organizations. I've been very verbal about this. I support organizations and I support great people like Chris and his team that are giving back to the industry. There are some other phenomenal companies that do so as well. But today we're talking about BHBTV. And Chris, this is what I'm excited about. You mentioned having a free. this is, and you mentioned we're not going to throw numbers out there. We're not going to share them, but you guys had a phenomenal first couple of days. The downloads that you guys had, like, was just, you shared those numbers and I'm like, oh my gosh, right now more than ever, education is what our industry needs. We need to continually be educating ourselves. We need to be getting better, need to improving ourselves. And that's a lot of what you guys are doing with BHBTV.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, the biggest thing too that we heard is, I'm too busy to do this. Like, I'm too busy to participate in lifelong learning. Look at the originations, look at the volumes I'm doing right now. Why do I even need something like this? And also the time that they have to commit to this. Well, what's really cool about BHBTV and like your Shred Show, it's about 20 minutes in length, right?
Yeah.
We participate, or we do all of our videos, all of our proprietary stuff is what we call burst training, which is essentially, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes max. And we've had some great stories around that. As you say, it's done very, very well. But we had an app before as well. And when that happened, we had LOs, saying, I was in a client's driveway, watched a quick 5 to 10 minute video on overcoming objections. And then I was in that house using those skills right away. And that is the whole goal. That's exactly what we want out of this, is for you to be able to access it from iOS, Android, wherever it is, or on your smart TVs, because we're on all smart TVs as well now with BHBTV. So download it there, put it up in the boardroom, put it up while sitting in your hot tub having a glass of wine. It doesn't matter where you're doing it. You can grow and you can learn, right? And maybe it is that. Maybe you're just having a coffee in the morning and you want to watch a 20-minute segment on overcoming objections or social media or whatever. You can do that from anywhere now. And that gives you that opportunity to take that into your day and use those success tips. And that's our number one primary goal, for you to be able to learn from other mortgage pros, no sales gurus, no marketing companies, no lead generators. I know we all get those messages on LinkedIn every day.
Yep.
These are the people that are actually doing it, that have actually sold mortgages and are showing you how they do it. So now you're going to be able to take it, watch it, go and do it. And that's the big key. And I think that, and I'm again, not knocking the 3-day courses or anything like that, but sometimes you get so many tips, you don't use any tips. Exactly. And whereas, now you watch a quick 10-minute video on something specific, get 3 or 4 things you can do, get out there and do it. All of a sudden your success goes like this, right? Absolutely. And that's what we want to see out there, and grow the industry and the market share that the industry has. If we can all do it together, we're better together, right?
Exactly. Well, and that's just it. Now it's at the comfort of your computer. It's on your phone. I love that you shared, on team meetings. If you're looking for some inspiration, if you're looking for something for a team meeting, you can pull it up right there in the smart TV in the conference room and say, hey, let's watch this. And I showed on the website here, I'll throw it up here again. You guys can see, like, there were so many different topics. They're real world marketing. We've all got those. I love that you mentioned that. We've all got those messages like, do you need more leads for your team? Do you need more leads? And it's like, hey, let's really get into this and let's talk about some of these things. Fabi Nagami comment, hashtag better together. We are. We are absolutely better together. And that is the mindset. That is the vision of BHB TV, Chris, is we are better together. If we're willing to collaborate, if we're willing to support and share these different ideas, these different strategies that are actually working, we can become better. We can. Absolutely. These companies that are saying they're going to try to replace the originator, they can't do it if we work together, ladies and gentlemen. We need the collaboration. Yeah, tearing down the silos. And again, you mentioned earlier in this show that, your brokers helping brokers. Is that just brokers? Well, no, of course not. I mean, it's important that it's the mortgage pro, especially the independent mortgage pro, tearing down those silos so we can all share what works and have the best market share, right? Yeah. And no barriers to access, as we said before. I mean, I get these questions all the time this week. How do I get it? Well, the real reality is you already have it, because you don't even need a username. You don't need a password. We're not taking your email. All you got to do is download it and use it. That's it. We're not taking any of your personal information, right? So all of that stuff is usable, ready for you right now. And you can use it at any time, anywhere. And that's the key. It's a 24/7 coach, essentially. Well, so let's talk about this too, kind of shifting gears a little bit, because I know I got a question when we posted the interview, or when we posted the show this morning. We actually, somebody messaged us like, oh, is this another, organization like AIM or NAM or MBA? Like, are they trying to come in? Are they trying to take market share from them? And I'm like, no, like if you're reading into it that way, that is not the goal, nor is it the mission of BHBTV. No, it's not. And we've had that question
before as well. We've had it in both countries, in US and Canada, from Mortgage Professionals Canada as well, and not from them, but about them. And we aren't trying to become that organization. Those organizations advocate for the industry. They do amazing work. They do amazing educational work. They're focused on licensing and compliance too. They do a lot of great sharing of content. None of that is anything we want to step on the toes of. We actually want to be the supplementary piece to what they do, if anything at all. And that is, again, to just keep growing the entire industry while they also help us grow the industry in many other different ways. I think it's an amazing thing that all of those organizations are doing, right? And we certainly aren't becoming that. We're zeroed in on success development. That is 100% what we do.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because you mentioned a word that's really big. It's advocating. And you have your organizations, like I mentioned, the MBAs, the NAMs, the AIMs of the world, who are advocating for guidelines, restrictions, laws that are being passed for, in protection of us as originators, helping us as brokers or originators, making sure that, the government is taking care of us and the things that need to be happening. That's what those organizations are advocating for. You guys are there for the success implementation of it. Like, hey, as an originator, there are certain things you need to be doing. There are certain daily habits, routines, marketing techniques, and strategies. Those are the things that you guys are focused on. Like you said, it's supplementing that type of education, and they go hand in hand. We need all of it. And you said it earlier yourself. This should not be the only source of education for you. Like, there's lots of great education out there. BHBTV is continuing to work to bring it all into one place, but get educated in multiple sources, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's key. I mean, even you look at yourself, it's not like you took your YouTube channel down or anything like that and just put everything on our platform. No, it's another place to get your education, right? So if you do have it up on the Boardroom TV, it might be easier just to click on BHB TV. And, we talk about those people that talk about their success and how they're too busy for this. Well, how many times have you missed a lender's product training, or how many times have you missed a tech partner's release of a new product or something like that because of that busyness you experience? Now, because they have their channels on BHB TV, you'll be able to go and get that information when you can get it. So if you can't make their 10 a.m. conference call, guess what? Most likely that content's on their channel on BHB TV. You can come and get it. And you're doing it without bouncing from lender YouTube to lender YouTube to tech partner YouTube to finding their websites or even contacting their reps. When it's all in one spot, I can just flip from channel to channel on BHB TV and get the things I missed. Now you're not missing out on success opportunities either from your partners. And that's the goal, is to not take it away from where they have it, but it's to make sure that you get the opportunity to see it in one place, so that it actually allows you to spend more time with clients, not less.
Exactly. And that, I love that you say that, because that's exactly what the goal of it is we're all busy. We all have huge pipelines. We're all helping the consumer achieve the dream of home ownership. We understand you're busy. That's the beauty of this, is you can go at your leisure. Like you said, maybe you're chilling in the hot tub with a glass of wine or drinking, hey, now, I know you may think that's extreme, ladies and gentlemen, but you have to be willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do. Like, if you're willing to learn from other top professionals, you got to find those times. Instead of watching Netflix, instead of doing this or that, turn on a quick, hey, you know what? I wonder what this organization is doing. I wonder if I can improve my marketing. I wonder if I can improve my, lead generation techniques. And it's all there. It's right there on your phone. It's right there on your smart TV. That's what's so cool about this, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's zeroed in on success. So you mentioned, other opportunities out there to do things like this. I mean, we want to have one mission and one mission only, and that is sort of that mortgage pros helping mortgage pros, right? It's about building your success. We're not putting fluff TV shows or anything on here like that. It's all going to be zeroed in on your success with shows like the Shred Show, right?
Wait, you're telling me you're not going to do the next dramatization? You're not going to do like a telenovela? You're not going to do Days of Our Lives, Days of Our Mortgage? There you go, Chris.
Days of Our Mortgage.
Days of Our Mortgage. I stole trademark. Don't you guys take it? That's not going to be happening
before it even starts. That's canceled already.
Let's just cancel. Let's just be done with it. I like it. No, but it's focused on success and education in that realm.
That's right. Exactly. And again, nothing long. You're not going to have to watch for an hour and a half ever. I mean, unless we have a huge speaker on there like Jack Canfield we have on the platform, obviously with the success principles and things, I think he runs about 45 minutes. That's about as long as we go. And again, that's because we know you're busy. We know you have to be with clients. That's the whole point. But here's how to be better with those clients, right? And you're learning it from people like Jack Canfield, and you're learning it from other mortgage professionals that are doing it well right now, right? They might have a great idea you never even thought of. Now it's on BHBTV.
Bingo. Right. And that's just it. It's those little quick hits. We all need them. I still need them. I continue to consume different people's content, and I do this every single day. It's just because I see something like, oh, Chris made this comment, or, oh, hey, Chris is doing this in his business. And it's because other mortgage professionals are willing to share. That's what BHBTV is all about. That's what you're going to find on the platform. So go download it right now. The link is below. It has been shared on on Facebook, LinkedIn, even Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're watching from this morning. You can click the link below and you can go download the app. Like, you can start today. Chris, what are some of the things you're looking forward to? Because you guys continue to grow. As we start to wrap things up here, what are some of the things you're excited for with the future of BHBTV?
Well, we're really excited for attending some of the shows. You're going to actually be able to see us at FAMP in September. There'll be other shows that we attend throughout the year coming up just to introduce. We want to meet you. We want, our big thing too is feedback. I mean, BHBTV was born out of feedback, right? Yeah. We were mortgage magnates, and the feedback we got was, let's make this easier. Let's make it free, all sorts of things. Let's get the partners on. Let's have a one-stop shop. That all came from Mortgage Pros. It didn't come from us. I wish it was our ideas, but it came from Mortgage Pros and what they want. We just delivered them. And so we want to make sure that we can go to shows and talk to you and hear what you're seeing on the platform, what could be better, what we could add to it. And of course, adding shows like the Shred Show today and other shows too from the industry, and bringing people together is our big goal. And I think we're achieving that. What's really cool too, I'm excited to introduce two nations together in the industries.
Absolutely.
It's funny because we have a mortgage broker industry in Canada. There's a mortgage broker industry in the US. There's a mortgage professional industry in both nations. And some of them have never shared ideas. Some of them have, if you've been able to do that, but some of them haven't. And this is the opportunity to do that. Certainly if there's content that doesn't apply, we will make sure it's geo-targeted so you don't see it in your list. But again, if it's something that's on marketing that somebody's doing in Vancouver or somebody's doing in Orlando, hopefully that person in Vancouver or that person in Orlando can learn from it. And you can do it really well, really, really well. So it's kind of cool to give it that international feel too. And I think that'll really even help even more in bringing success to this profession.
Oh, I think so as well. Sharing from nation to nation, sharing ideas, sharing tactics. That's what this is all. I'm excited for that too. Crossing the border. It's always been like, oh, here, in the central United States, but now we're going to Canada. I know I recently got introduced to a huge broker organization down in Australia. I didn't know that. We got the world, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what BHBTV is doing. They're bringing together the entire world of mortgage professionals, and they're sharing these ideas and sharing these strategies so you can be successful in your business. That's what Shred's about. That's what BHBTV is all about. So we want to thank Chris, the entire BHBTV organization. Like I said, go check them out. Go download it. It's free. There's no reason you can't go do this today. It's right there. You can pull it up, start consuming the content, start getting the things that you need to be or need to have to be successful within your business. So Chris, huge shout out to you guys. Huge shout out to the entire BHBTV team. And looking forward to being part of this whole journey and this movement. It's going to be really exciting.
We're thrilled to have you, and thank you so much for having me on the Shred Show. I feel like a big celebrity now because the Shred Show is huge, right?
Not quite, but I'm excited to have you back on as the BHB continues to grow, as you guys have new shows, new things that are added. Excited to hear updates from you and the team at BHB TV. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you are joining us live, comment #Shred, because that means you're here. You're hanging out with Chris. Dave is part of it. I got Dave in my head because you said Dave just a second ago, Chris. You're hanging out with me and Chris. But if you're joining us on the replay, comment #Hustle, because that means you're out there, you're getting it done. Then you're coming back here, like Chris and I are talking about, to get the things you need to be successful within your business. With that, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we appreciate you. We love you. Now it's time for all of you to go shred, go show up, hustle, repeat every day. See ya.